Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zelda Speedruns 3 for our match tonight in the Crossworld Keysanity tournament. The losers bracket round 3 match with the ever-famous Fred fcoughlin, and Furaime. Anybody, if you have any issues with Link to the Past or other randomizers, please feel free to yell at Fred tonight. Joined for commentary tonight by ALttPR. ALttPR, all yours. Take it away.
Yeah. All right. So as said, this is a losers bracket round 3 match. Let's see. Furaime lost first. Furaime is the 6th seed, I believe, maybe 7. But he lost first round to Matt the Ogre, who I just beat yesterday. Fred beat me round 1 in the winners bracket. Actually, that was a round 2 match with a 9-minute PB, not salty at all. So they're both in the losers bracket now. And unfortunately, the loser of this match will be eliminated. The winner will go on to face Waterloo, except Waterloo is not the correct pronunciation, and I forgot the correct pronunciation. Either way, he awaits the winner. And we are off. Fred is having a capture Waterloo. Right, okay. Fred is having a capture issue. Oh no, I am having an issue with... What are we doing? Yeah, that was my problem. Alright, so we see Sanctuary there at the Lumberjack. So we'll immediately have some key steal potential. Full magic from the crab is nice. Early magic, always hard to find. Furaime setting up, getting some kills, it looks like, to set up a pull tier. And they're both taking the same route through the Lost Woods early. Chex Human in chat just got the world record for the Mothula RTA and blew my mind, informing me that a second phase of Mothula actually exists. Apparently his behavior changes after a while. Anyway, we see the uncle in the Lost Woods hideout. 11's not world record. You lied to me on stream. We have no items of interest yet here. A little bit of extra money for Furaime could come into play in Kakariko. Let's see, somebody whose audio are we using? Oh, if we're listening to Furaime, he's playing some sort of anime music. That's what he does. That is a better route to the fortune teller that I've never seen. Furaime buys bombs. Fred does not. That is exactly what he asked permission to do. Can I listen to my weed music? Furaime. This is a route I don't know or understand. He skips the top 3 houses and goes straight to this Snitch's house. He finds the dam. Fred finds a big key in the Lost Woods hideout drop at Sanctuary. Yeah, and Fred, meanwhile, is heading over to the... Okay, so he goes down and then up. Fred is going over to the normally useless fairy drop, probably to set up a houlihan. He finds a Kakariko well. A little unfortunate that he does not have bombs his first time here. Maybe wishes he bought bombs, but we'll see. Especially if he was going to houlihan, that seems like a strange choice to me not to buy bombs in that shop that he found. So we've got a hint here on Furaime's side. Alright, so we've got some kind of Hyrule Castle entrance at the front of the castle. And Fred pulls off a hula hand here. We've got the lumberjack at Kakariko Well with bombs. Fred checks Link's house. First look at this. It's nothing. Furaime finds a dark room and does not even try to identify it. Fred, meanwhile, heading up to the castle. Furaime finds the mirror in the pyramid fairy, and we've got the useless fairy there at the secret passage. So mirror and Kakariko. We won't. This will be probably a fast seed for both players. I can't imagine Fred's not gonna head back to Kakariko and get that mirror in due course. So no advantage for either player. We've got vanilla front of Hyrule Castle there. So mirror, one of the most valuable items in this mode. Oh, potion shop there at the normal shop. I didn't see where Fred is. Fred exited Hyrule Castle left. I don't know where he is, though. I didn't see the item there in the graveyard cave. Okay, Spiral Cave. Small key to swamp. I think that was the small key in the back of the tavern. We'll see on Fred's side, I guess. And pod at the sick kid. 20 rupees. Okay, so not interesting. So easy access to pod means we're probably going to be in here a couple times with various numbers of keys. We've got Ganon's Tower here at... what is this? This is not a Paradox Cave entrance. This is a Fairy Cave in vanilla. And Furaime has found the Coraline Brothers connectors. I didn't see the right side chest there. Okay, they're going kind of fast. I didn't see the right side chest in the Hope Room. Alright, so Hyrule Castle right is at the Mimic Cave. Looks like Hyrule Castle left is at the Spiral Cave, so Fraime's going to find both entrances there. Fred dips out immediately of the Broccoli Man. That Broccoli Man has a hint that for free, so Fred is missing that hint. And Furaime finds a dark cave. Furaime also got the pearl somewhere. I didn't see that. Oh no, excuse me. I have my streams mixed up. That's a dark cave on Fred's side. Yeah, they have their streams arranged differently, so I got confused there. Pearl was in the well. I don't know how I missed that. So we're gonna have Mirror and Pearl right away. Okay, so this is Agnes Cave here, just south of Sanctuary. It looks like Fred. They both had to skip that. Fred now getting it right away. Key to the castle. So no key stealing shenanigans will be happening. We will not be beating Aghanim 1, at least not for the items in the lumberjack drop. So nothing interesting yet. NGT. Furaime, little faster. Gonna have a little faster time having the mirror to come here. Let's see the... So that's sort of a valuable hint there that Fred skipped. Ice Palace entrance is a cave with 2 chests. I think that has to be the... Well, perhaps it's the Mire Shed, but it's either the Mire Shed or the Waterfall Fairy. Furaime also does not identify that dark cave. I don't have audio for either player, so I don't know if... Yeah, that's true. Fred found not a castle tower key, but instead the sewers key. So I'm going to turn on Fred's audio here. Alright, so library screen. Bottom of Super Bunny Cave. We're probably going to skip that for now, although if Furaime finds nothing else interesting, he may take that, because that is it's a connector we could want. I did not see the race game item. I think Fred will show it to us. So library, like. Alright, so the library is the upgrade frame, and the connector Furaime took to the Turtle Rock Ledge then must be at the Smith's house. No, maybe not. Alright, so Vanilla Magic Bat. So I didn't see where Furaime found the Quarling brothers. I guess that was at the Grassman's hut. That makes the most sense based on what I don't have marked. Yeah, so Fred will now take Super Bunny Cave. I'm sorry, Furaime will now take Super Bunny Cave. Picking up the butchers. I've never done that before. I always go around the fence, but that looks faster. So Fred does not yet have his mirror. That's going to be soon, though. That's going to be one of these houses in Kakariko. Yeah, so there we go, Quarling Brothers. Fred will find this. This will be... Okay, so there's the ice rod for Furaime and the Super Bunny Cave. Fred will not take that Quarling Brothers connector just yet. I don't know what Furaime's sprite is. I've never seen that. Certainly don't know what the bunny is. Maybe that's from... I feel like that's from some obscure game I've seen. In fact, maybe that I've played. But I'm not sure. Anyway, he finds the brewery there. Man, I'm not tracking where Furaime came from. I didn't see where Super Bunny Cave exited. Looks like Super Bunny top. So Vanilla Super Bunny exit. My tracker covered up the medallion that Furaime peeked at. Yeah, so there's the mirror for Fred. Okay, Shovel Knight. That's not what I was thinking then. So Furaime, having checked most of East Death Mountain, chooses to go over here to West Death Mountain. Misery Mire and Thieves are our red crystals. Potion shop for Fred. And Fred is going to come down here, find only Super Bunny Cave, really. Oh, I missed this the first time. Aga Tower, there at the front of the tavern. So, since the Hyrule Castle key is... Where's that? That's Agnes Cave, just south of the Sanctuary. So I imagine we'll get a... I imagine Furaime will have that by his next save and quit, I would think. You want to get that item. Furaime doing the Old Man Rescue, I'm almost certain there in the dark with the boomerang. Fred's going to check the race game item and the last entrance here, and then probably hit through Super Bunny. Oh, great. Fred's stream froze for me just looking at the race game. Someone said it was bombs, so we'll go with that. We'll assume it's bombs. We had a Turtle Rock key on top of Spectacle Rock, by the way. And I think the Old Man Rescue was the top of Spectacle Rock. Fred will probably show us here. So Fred's going to get his ice rod out of one of these two chests, and then he will exit at the top of Dark East Death Mountain. Alright, Desert Final here. Furaime chooses not to steal a key. I would have absolutely done that in that situation. Furaime walking around without the Moon Pearl. That's in the well. Alright, so I am not paying good enough attention. I've missed several entrances here. Discord covering up. Yeah, so unfortunately Furaime's gonna have to make a second trip to get Hype Cave. That is at Spike Cave. And he does not have the pearl out of the well. Alright, so I missed this entrance, wherever it was. Ooh, so Fred dropped down. Furaime's getting a hint. And he gets a hint that West Side Mire is useless. And Fred got nothing really out of the bottom of Dark East Death Mountain. Ooh, Furaime finds Spectacle Rock there at Flute 1. Damn, I am really not keeping track here. And he sees the hammer there. I did not see where Desert Left is. Light World Hype Cave. Okay, fair enough. That's something you can get to from a saving quickly. Alright, so a hint for something that they have both already checked there in Desert. Looks like the Fairy Cave connector leads to the Mire area, probably the left shed. The Mire entrance requires Bombos. Center. Okay, so the Mire entrance, which requires Bombos. So that's going to take that off the table as one of the medallions we need. Alright, so that's probably Desert Left that Fred exited there, near the pod area. So he will be able to clear the pod and eastern areas in tandem with the Pearl and Mirror. We've got the Elder's House connector at Dark Sahasrahla. So Furaime will be able to check a bunch of things here in the desert. Left-sided desert is the laser eye wall. He has the ice rod. That is a perfectly good weapon to deal with the pokey, but he's choosing not to do it. Yeah, the way to do it with the ice rod is to freeze the skulls and throw them at the pokey. That works just fine, and it's plenty fast. You have plenty of time to dodge out of the way after you throw, and then you can use the ice rod on the main body. So. so we got the chicken hut there in the right mire shed. Oops, Skullwoods was light flute 5. We got some kind of dark room that is not the old man rescue at dark flute 5. See the other side of Bumper Cave. Fred saw the other end of this, I believe, at the base of East Dark Death Mountain. I have the arrow game at Agana. There was something at, I guess, the two Desert Final and Desert Front were nothing really interesting. However, the cave on the way to the desert is the laser bridge. And Sahaswala's hut is nothing, just a fairy fountain. Ooh, it is a crash for Fred's console, it looks like. That's really bad, I think. I don't know when the last time he saved was. Meanwhile, Furaime finds the bow on Laser Bridge. Oh, yeah, he death warped in yeah, okay, so he loses his spot in the overworld. But he's fine. He loses no real progress there. Sunken treasure item isn't anything. And the dam is nothing. Alright, so Furaime probably going to get, what was there's something important, the castle, Hyrule Castle key, the sewers key, was here at Agana. So he won't have to be dealing with the key steal. Fred finds the item side of Spectacle Rock Cave. From Furaime's side, we have seen this is the hammer. So easy hammer, mirror, and boon pearl for both players, it looks like. Yeah, so did Fred get to the eastern entrance? I don't think so. Yeah, because he stopped in Sahaswala, so both the eastern and pod entrances are orphaned for Fred. Right, so we see the Spectacle Rock drop is the laser bridge exit, and conveniently, Fred just got the hammer out of Spectacle Rock to clear Mimic Cave, and gets the fire rod out of it. And he'll be able to drop and check one more entrance. Alright, so Furaime now going to the well. He has bombs. Fred had to orphan this chest in the back because he did not have bombs, but Furaime will be able to check that and get his pearl here. Fred finds the bottom side of the Old Man Rescue on East Death Mountain. So he will get to there this way. And Furaime's going to head over, check the other drop. This is an item here, but I don't remember what it was. I think a big key. This is the Lost Woods hideout with the big key, I think. Yep, there we go. He finds the other side of Spectacle Rock. So now Fred knows all ends of that. Furaime probably about to check this entrance that leads to desert right here, just south of Link's house. He chooses not to go through it for now. That's what I like to do. I like to wait till I have some additional reason to go through there. One of the keys. Sort of unfortunate here that he did not steal the key in Desert Final because that is an extremely convenient place to save scum. So he could have checked those 2 chests and saved scum if they were nothing, but he did not do that. He did not steal the key. Fred also did not steal the key, so this won't become a competitive issue. No, Fred is stealing the key, so it will become a competitive issue. So Furaime's going to get his hammer here. He knows where this exits. It'll be... Well, he knows where the... if he were to bomb jump, he knows where that exits. He will take the drop now. This will be the laser bridge exit for him. Fred's going to get this key, which I believe is for Turtle Rock on top of Spectacle Rock. Oh, he's going to be able to check Hype Cave. So Furaime only got the NPC item because he didn't have the Pearl at the time. So this will be new information, these 4 items in the back of Hype Cave. So Castle Tower key and a map. Not great, but not terrible. And Furaime collects his Fire Rod from Mimic Cave. Let's see, this is a hint here at Dark Flute 1. I don't know why Furaime is bombing himself. Oh, for iframes. He thought he'd keep the iframes to go through the portal. It didn't work out. The iframes from getting hit by your bomb are short. Yeah, Old Man Rescue, he doesn't want to mess with it. What's he? He's got the hammer now. So he's looking to do some of left side GT. He has only 4 bombs, and I think he's only got... No, he has blue mail, so he can survive. But I think he's killing these guys to try to get a bomb drop. Actually, there's some other reason you kill that Stolfos. No, maybe not. It's something to do with the spike, but that's a rare glitch. So he's at least going to check the Stolfos room here, it looks like, with the bomb jump. He has no sword to get on the leftmost pixel, but he's got it there. That is... There we go. No, he's resetting off what I thought was the correct pixel. There are 2 correct pixels that works, and he keeps getting off... Well, there. I think that's correct. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, it looks like he's not totally comfortable with these bomb jumps with this sprite here. We're going to have our first look at the Old Man's Save Warp. It is the Dark Potion Shop. This is sort of convenient for Fred. He has not checked the Light World Potion Shop. For that matter, neither has Furaime. I did not see those 2 left side chests in Ganon's Tower in the Stolfos room. Nor did I see what was at the Witch's Hut. I think Fred only turned him into his mushroom. Did he go in the Witch's Hut? I don't think Fred went in the Witch's Hut. And I don't think he checked it earlier. So I'm a little afraid he's forgotten that. Anyway, he's checking the pyramid now. Pyramid item is a heart container. Maybe he'll get that later. Yeah, that is true. One of our Twitch chat is pointing out, keeping me honest, that we have Vanilla Ganon, given the drops that we have seen. Okay, so left side top of the tower is Ice Palace. Fred will take the hint. Desert Big Key near the Elder, so that's Sahasrara. So Furaime's going to take the same path. I also think he skipped the Witch's Hut. But Furaime is coming up here with the cape, which I think was on Laser Bridge. So he will be able to check this center entrance where Fred will not. Yep, so here we go. And it is Hera. That is not nothing. Don't have either key for it, but good to know. 2 items and a hint that Furaime will have early over Fred. Not especially useful there. Neither item nor the hint. We've got a map for Eastern. And Ether is... I missed it. In Thieves. That's probably won't ever matter. Anyway, Fred's heading to South Dark World. Furaime also going to check the hint. He has he could choose to dip here a little, but chooses not to. There was something there at the bomb shop that I missed. I'm missing a lot of things. Not doing a good job. Alright, so Hype Cave entrance has just a ferry. Yeah, so Furaime looks like bailing out of this route here. And he's going to do the bottom of escape. He's got the sewers key. He knows he can do this. No reason not to. In fact, it's almost weird that Fred did not do it. Maybe he just wasn't thinking of it at the time. Big key to Turtle Rock in the first chest and escape. Small key to Mire there at Swamp Checkerboard Cave. Bo is on the Laser Bridge. Laser Bridge is in the cave on the way to Desert, which Fred is sort of walking away from now. Sort of one of the things you would check last when you don't have the glove. Are we close to killing Tronix? I mean, we need 4 keys. We have 1. So, of course, we're a cane away from being capable of it, but logically behind all 4 keys. Stumpy's got a big key to Thieves. I think we already have that small key, don't we? Maybe not. Nope, neither runner has it. Ooh, Paradox Cave at the Cave 45 entrance. Ooh, and Furaime making use of the fact that the stun prizes arrows. So he can have unlimited shots with that bow and the boomerang. That's interesting. Okay, so Fred just taking the risk on checking the bottom of Paradox Cave. Exits at Thieves Town. That's pretty convenient for him. I'll probably go back to the main entrance. Alright, so Quake there in the dark sewers, a bottle and Burna so far in Paradox, and the boots. Yeah. Fred sort of attempted the bomb jump, but fell off there. Alright. Furaime gets the key rat. So, although, a little bit early to talk about leads. There's the GT big key for Furaime, but lots of the things that Furaime is doing, Fred will have the boots for. the other end of Paradox was at Desert Right. So Fred will probably clean up the south of Dark World and then take that connector to Thieves Town. Oh, he's going to go back for the bonk locations. Fair enough. So Furaime now headed to probably the eastern and pod area. He will clear in tandem. When Fred was here, his game crashed in some boring house at Sahasrala, so he orphaned the eastern and pod entrances. So we'll see how much that hurts him. He's orphaned those pretty hard. It'll be difficult to want to go back to. Fred skips a hint there. Dark Sanctuary. I did not see Fred check this. That's the Thieves Town, Turtle Rock Big Chest entrance there in the Light World south of the eastern area. So Furaime now going through desert here. This is a little bit of an odd decision to me if he intends to take this as a connector. So big key to swamp in the library at the Arrow game. I guess Furaime is just going to grab this item and mirror. Be a weird place to break off his route, I would think. Yeah. So he's not going to do that. I did not see what was in the race game left, but I think it was nothing. So connector here. I don't think Fred took the risk of checking this. Fred says hi, or would have, or no, he will say hi anyway. At the digging game. Small key to GT. Alright, so Furaime will get here to Skullwoods. He does not have a key or a sword to kill Mothula. Yeah, so Fred now taking Paradox Cave Connector up to the Thieves Town area, the village. Okay, that was the mushroom there. In Skullwoods at Flute 5. At the useless site of Ice Rod Cave at the brewery. Mire in the Village of Outcasts. Fred can get in there. He skipped the hint that the west side chests were nothing, or maybe he just hasn't been there yet. In either case, Furaime has that hint and he does not. Alright, so Hookshot Cave there at C-shaped house. So just a fairy fountain crashed Fred's game. That is odd to me. Maybe his SD to SNES isn't doing so well. I would think that's what he's playing on. Alright, so gonna get the pot and Eastern checks from Furaime. Fred has orphaned these pretty hard. Fred skips yet another hint there. Yeah, Fred is skipping hints. Okay, so this is maybe not terrible for... Alright, so... Dark Cave near the eastmost portal. So, in the Dark World, that's another hint Fred is skipping. So Fred is skipping all hints, and this could prove costly for him depending on what they are. It already looks like he's going to do left side Mire, where Furaime will not. I didn't see what was in the Eastern Palace entrance. I was distracted by Fred skipping hints. Oh, sick kid. Okay, that's right, I did see that. And then Turtle Rock front at pod. That's maybe not terrible because Furaime does not have the cane. So if Fred happens to have cane before he goes back, it will not cost him anything. Okay, so Furaime now going to take this connector. Okay, that was the other side of race game that I didn't see. So Furaime's going to drop. I didn't know what he could be going for. I saw nothing of interest on the graveyard ledge. Okay, so Furaime now is going to turn into the mushroom, it looks like. Interesting to me that he's not going to try to wait. And he's acting like the Witch's Hut is vanilla. It is not. But he's at least going to check the entrance, or maybe not. He must have already checked it, and it was nothing. He wouldn't skip it this hard. He wouldn't double forget it somehow. But he's going to check the other side of the old man save warp. Alright, so the northmost building in the Dark World is nothing. Furaime finds where this connector takes him. Dark Flute 5. We'll see what he does with this. He could go to... he could do two things here. He could go through desert, take the desert center exit. Or he could go south and find a bunch of things that Fred found with the hammer. He could go through the hammer picks, and that's what he's doing. So this will lead Furaime to the Paradox Cave, which has his boots. Yeah, so nothing in the Dark World Fortune. And I think Fred actually did not check the Light World entrances on this screen that Furaime is doing right now. Just a shop, though. One of them. A little hesitation there, but chooses to buy bombs. Furaime did not mean to go back in his portal there. We have nothing of interest out of the connector chest in Skullwoods. Yeah, we have two things of interest. We have the front of Turtle Rock at Pod and the Sick Kid at Eastern, so two places Furaime will have to revisit. But at least he knows. Fred does not know. Back of Skullwoods has 300 rupees. Furaime must have checked the Highlight Island item, but I didn't see it. I did not know Boomerang stunned Hinox. I hope you're saying that you didn't know either checks, or are you mocking me? Yeah, okay, good. So Fred checking the front of Skullwoods here. Doesn't have the big key. So he'll be orphaning. He would have to come back for just that because he checked the back with the fire rod. So he'll be orphaning that one chest pretty hard here. Although competitively it may not matter because Furaime will probably do the same thing. This was the key to Mire, I believe. Yep, Fred grabs the pinball room key and mirrors out. Oh, no, he saves and quits out. Yeah, he's done with that area of the world. Yeah, so he grabs that so he can kill Mothula as soon as he finds a sword now. Boy, I really think Fred has not gone. I'm just not sure whether either player, for that matter, has gone in the witch's head, although it would be very weird if Furaime hadn't, given the way he behaved with the mushroom. Let's see, Furaime has the same item tracker, and he uses the same conventions I do, so I'll be able to read it. Alright, Fred. Yeah, okay, so Furaime, chat says Furaime did check it and it was nothing, so Fred will be not missing anything if he didn't. So Fred now doing the costly walk back to Eastern and Pod with neither... Oh, no, he does have the bottle. This could be actually... I mean, if this came to Samaria on Sick Kid in particular, this would be a very big deal competitively, because Fraime's not likely to come back here at all without the cane. Yeah, Furaime has it marked on his tracker as nothing. So Sick Kid, Fred can check this. Nothing. Meanwhile, Furaime gets the bottle Fred used to check the Sick Kid here in Paradox Cave. He is about to get his boots as well. As soon as this ninja mini Moldorm starts dodging arrows. Oh, where's the hammer dash to set up the bomb jump Furaime? Right, so Fred heading back, maybe the Ice Rod Cave area? Yeah, we have not seen this from either player. Yeah, Furaime will not risk checking these other exits of Paradox Cave. He will check the rest of the South Dark World here and then probably check them. Alright, so he'll do the digging game. That has a small key, I believe, to get to Ganon's tower. Alright, so also we have a hint that something's back here. Don't remember what it was. Yeah, that was it. Big key to desert. I'm not sure what Furaime was digging for there. Maybe extra rupees. I didn't see the second cave in the Ice Rod area, but must have been nothing since Fred saved and quit so quickly. Big key to swamp there. And Fred's having to... Let's see. Fred does pen and paper. So he's either consulting or creating notes there. I can see his face cam. Let's see, we didn't see anything interesting over here. Okay, so Fred now heading to the desert area. He's about to walk into the laser bridge. He will get his bow and cape here. Nope. Here's a hint Fred skipped. It is nothing. Yeah, Fred making more notes. So Furaime now probably headed to Paradox Cave. I'm going to check the other exits. One is useless, Desert Right. The other is the Thieves' Town entrance, which he will probably take. And he'll do them right or in the correct order, so he doesn't have to mess with them further after this. We're getting sort of low on things to do here. We can check the desert big chest. Let's see, what else? Nobody's checked King's Tomb. And that's in logic for them. Fred, I think, forgot about that. No, maybe he checked it, actually. I think I saw him checking it and just forgot about him doing it. Potion shop. Mushroom turn-in is nothing. Looks like Fred's doing the same thing. They could both get an item out of Aghanim's tower there at the front of the tavern. I don't think either of them has done that. They certainly have the weaponry to do it. Alright, so this connector we have... Oh, actually, this leads to the Turtle Rock Bridge. So Fred's going to mirror here and find the other two entrances of Hyrule Castle. Furaime finds Meyer, decides not to go in. Okay, so Fred hasn't done the bottom of escape. So he will do that. He hasn't done any of escape. Furaime has completed it. So each now clearing things the other has already done. Okay, we could check the big chest in Turtle Rock and the crystal roller room. Those are both... Are they in logic? Let's see, if we found the laser eye wall. Yeah, we could do that through a long series of connectors, but it is in logic. And it's, of course, a much easier just plain bomb jump. Ooh, okay, so there's a hint. Furaime gets that Fred skipped. Turtle Rock Main is useless. And so we don't need any medallions to open entrances. Furaime now knows that. So he knows now that all the medallions are useless for that matter. He already has the fire rod to get into ice. So Furaime has that information. Fred does not. Here's another bit that he'll get that Fred didn't. It's useless. So we'll see if Fred actually skipped King's Tomb, or I just missed him checking it. Furaime is actually going to play the gambling game. I've never seen that happen. He knows where the arrow game is. If he wanted rupees, that's what I'd do. Although that's sort of out of the way. Alright, so Graveyard Ledge, we saw this, it's nothing. Just a shop at King's Tomb. Our tracker says Fred knows that. He did check it. So I'm gonna circle back, get the stuff out of Skull Woods. That was ultimately nothing, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there was anything in there. Yeah, and Furaime is acting like he's got money problems. Okay, GT Big Key, so we could go upstairs Ganon's tower. I'm not sure. At least the first two chests are now in logic with the Fire Source Bow and Big Key. So the mini Helmosaur room is in logic. But we are running out of things in logic. We could do a bunch in Mire. In fact, I wonder if Furaime will do that where Fred skipped it here. Alright, so Fred now has the small key that he stole and the big key. We'll see what he does here. I would think this is a save scum coming. Yeah, we could go into ice without a glove. That would be terrible, but we could do it. Do have the big key, so we wouldn't orphan that. Small key to Mire, we're not keeping that. So Fred knows right side of desert is useless. He gets no leverage out of his key steal, so not going to be important competitively, really. Furaime will find the rupees he has been looking for here at Skull Final. I think this will be... Nope, Fred's not going for it just yet. He's going to check the big chest first. He'll probably exit Desert Center, which I don't think we've seen from either player. Actually, maybe that was... No, I don't think we've seen it. The Desert Big Chest is nothing. Oh, you guys are hearing Furaime's weed music. Self-proclaimed. I'm not denigrating him. Alright, so Desert Center is nothing interesting, just the cave behind the rock where the Old Man Rescue usually is. Fred's gonna go into town. He could check the bow side chests in pod. Those are in logic, but he's thinking, consulting his notes. I think he still has not checked the first chest in Agate Tower. So that's 3 items in Kakariko that he could be getting. So he's going to swim to the Dark Ice Rod Cave area here. So 2 entrances here we haven't seen that we can get now. We'll be able to check 2 more by mirroring if we happen to find a glove in one of these places. There's Eastern. Fred is diving right in. I disagree with doing this before checking that second entrance. There's some chance that could be the Eastern Big Key. And really, in fact, it's tough because this is accessible. This is highly accessible, given where the Old Man Save Warp is. Yeah, so for him backtracking to the village, there are a couple things he could be doing. He could be doing some of Pod. He could be doing the first chest in Agate Tower. He could be doing some of Misery Mire. That's why Furaime wanted money. He had never checked the bottle vendor. Alright, so here he goes. He's probably going to do, as I said, first chest in Agate Tower coming up. Fred has more or less forgotten this, I think. He, at least a couple times he's been here, he had a chance to do this and skipped it. And it is a sword, so that will be costly for Fred. We'll see how costly. If he gets a sword in here, it won't matter too much. So Furaime gonna do some of Pod now. 0 keys, but he's got the bow and the hammer, so he can get the 2 chests on the right, and then he can take the hammer through and check the bridge chest and the basement chest, and those are in logic. The bridge chest and the basement chest are in logic with either one pod small key or the bow and the hammer. So Fred has nothing of interest except the Harris small key out of Eastern so far. That's one item at an entrance that he doesn't know about yet. Well, I said it probably wouldn't matter that much if he found a sword here, and he does find a sword there in Eastern. Hopefully he doesn't find the Eastern big, and we find the glove. So now we can check these two entrances here in the Ice Rod Cave area. He can check this one under the rock and mirror and check the other one. Ooh, and we got the mini Moldorm Cave here. So I would think Furaime will play when Furaime. I didn't see that basement chest in pod. When Furaime gets here, I would think he'll play it the way I said, where he will not go into Eastern right away. Basement chest was nothing. And he will get that glove, and I think he will defer going into Eastern. Alright, so Meyer big key on the flute in the mini Moldorm Cave. Fred is not thankful for those items. What an ingrate. Fred sets up the water walk there. I don't know if it persists through a mirror. And it will not persist if he moves sideways in the underworld, which he did not do, so he's fine. Furaime has a pod small key. Did he get... was that vanilla? Because I don't think he had any when he came in. So we got a vanilla key in pod. He's going to take it to the back. He does not have the big key. Yeah, Smiths were in the Ice Rod Cave area. Furaime did get the lamp here out of pod. So he's going to do the hammer jump. Is he going to... well, this is a strange choice. I guess some people just don't know the hammer jump coming from the north. But it is actually easier coming from the north. You also cheat checks. You do terrible boss RTAs, like Mothula. Who does that? Alright, so Fred does not forget this chest here in Aga Tower. So he gets his Master Sword now. He has the key here, so he can check the second chest. I don't know where he got this key. Was that in... I don't know where he got it. And he gets a pod key there. Oh, so maybe that's where... no, Furaime couldn't have got that. He doesn't have the key. It was Furaime that doesn't have the key. So Furaime now going to mess around in Meyer. He knows the left side is nothing. He doesn't have the big key that Fred just got out of Mini Moldorm Cave. See, Fred has a key and he uses it right away in the front. So he will not get anything out of here that Furaime didn't. Yeah, there it is. Bridge chest vanilla pod key. Magic bat is nothing. No, Furaime is playing his self-proclaimed weeb music, and we've decided to use that audio. Not my decision. You have to talk to management about that. Hype Cave, yeah, that's right. Hype Cave had a small key to Castle Tower. There's a small key to thieves. Oh no, Fred's got clean audio. Fred has a small child. He plays clean. I am not management. I am... Let's see, nothing interesting out of Meyer there. I'm a contractor. Alright, so I don't think we got anything interesting out of Meyer. Fraime's now going to check the other side of Hookshot Cave here. Single arrow. I think that might actually be the vanilla chest of the single arrow. I think it's one of those basement chests. It might actually be the other side, but if you ever wondered where is the single arrow in vanilla, that is the answer, in the dark basement of Pod. Alright, so vanilla back of vanilla exit there of Hookshot Cave. Yeah, so here we go. Fraime's gonna get Height Cave. This was, I think, only the castle tower key was interesting. No, that map also. So we'll see what Fraime does here. Let's see. He could take the connector to the Meyer area. He knows about that. Fred does not. Alright, Fred's going to complete desert here. Fred is also on the mountain anyway, so he'll probably check that connector. Alright, so this connector Fraime is taking leads to the Meyer area. He has not checked. He had to leave the chicken hut at the right Meyer shed, so it looks like that's what he's going for. Unfortunately, he does not have the glove that Fred does. That is in the Dark Ice Rod Cave area, so he will not be able to get the checkerboard cave entrance here. But he will get this chicken hut item, and maybe the laser bridge is at Desert Left. That is a dangerous attempt at the chicken clip. I would not do that there. The risk of soft locking. This is out of the way connector. I wouldn't take that chance. Alright, so equipping his cape, he's going to take this connector here. He doesn't know the other side of this. He hasn't dropped down on Dark East Death Mountain. This won't be terrible for him because he was probably decided between dropping and checking Height Cave. So this will get these checks out of the way, off his mind here. Fred done with desert. Looks like it was a crystal. Now checking catfish. So first crystal at 108. That's not weird at all for this mode. Okay, so Furaime now has more hearts. And he's going back to GT. He's got the boots to make this easy, so he can go all the way to Ice Almost here, and he may... Let's see, how many keys does he have? He has net 1, probably. So he could do the climb, and the climb is required. He does not have the hook shot to finish Molorn 2. So, yeah, he's having to think about this key. He can spend this, yeah. There we go. Worthwhile. There's the flippers. And powder from King Zora. I didn't see the ledge item. Okay, ledge was nothing. So this is interesting here. So Fraime's doing the most sensible thing here. Got a lot of items to check. Not in logic, but he can do it. Fred, it looks like, might be headed for Mire. It's part of the Dark World Mire and or the Hookshot Cave connector. Okay, couple pod keys in the rando room. So we'll see what Fred does with this. I would think he's dipping Mire. And then we'll do something else. Yep, here we go. So Furaime has done this, and when Furaime did it, he had a hint that the left side was nothing. Fred has been skipping many of the entrance-specific NPC hints. And this is a place where it hasn't cost him yet, but this is a place where it will. He will check left side Mire here when it is nothing. When Furaime knows from a hint it was nothing and knew when he came in here. So this is rupees and something like a compass. Okay, so nothing of interest behind Ice Armos. We really only got a couple of pod keys out of Rando Room. Furaime now has flippers, though. So he's thinking about this Dark Ice Rod Cave area. And that will get him his glove. And he could dip Eastern. That is the sword Fred has that Furaime does not. That is in the vanilla big key chest. But if Furaime plays this the way I would and the way I think he will, he may skip Eastern for now. And in fact, he's gonna find this glove first. Yeah, so he could skip Eastern here. Skip Eastern, try to come back later with the big key. We'll see, though. He's going to get, what's he going to get? Flute and Mire big key, I think, out of this. Fred is about to check that Mire big chest that Furaime could not check when he was in here the first time. Just a heart container. All right. So Eastern, what does Furaime do with it? He does nothing with it, at least yet. It's easy to get back to, and he doesn't have the big key. And he hasn't even checked the light Ice Rod Cave area. So he's going to find Sahasrara with the desert big key here. Yeah, so it's yet more reason for him not to do Eastern. So I sort of expect him to skip it in this situation. Yeah, small key to thieves was one of the things out of here. Yeah, Fred consulting his notes, deciding what to do next. I would think GT looks interesting. Yep. So, okay. So we got a map set. Pod, Turtle Walk, and Swamp are regular crystals. Thieves is a red crystal, and Skull, we already knew, I guess, was the green pendant. Just saw that. So Fraime's gonna swim somewhere here. I guess he hasn't done Catfish and Zora area. Yeah, that's what he's going for. He could have just saved and quit, though. He could be headed for the castle, though. What's he doing? Oh, I think he's going to go activate his flute. Oh, he's going to get this. This is maybe something Fred has forgotten. This big key here out of this Lost Woods hideout drop at Sanctuary. That map, I didn't catch it in time. I think it was crystals at Desert and Eastern. There we go, Eastern big key. So, Furaime will full clear Eastern his first time through. Ooh, and somewhere we saw that Hera is a pendant. At least that's what our tracker says. So, Furaime, I believe, has full crystal information. I think he does. Alright, so we'll get... This must be a shop. Okay. Oh, so Furaime knows all the crystals, and he can infer the pendants. Fair enough. We'll see. Let's see on his tracker. Let me look at his tracker. Yeah, he has done that. He has inferred. Ooh. Okay, so Fred finds Blind's hut here, and I heard the Mire rain, so I would think this is Checkerboard Cave, because I don't think Furaime has done this. Maybe he has. Well, let's see. I think he has. And it was just nothing. That's why I didn't remember it. So Furaime now can full clear Eastern, and that's what he was doing. Oh, so this is Checkerboard Cave. Alright. Well, only a small key to Turtle Rock. That's not really going to matter. And Furaime's getting some efficiency here out of being able to single dip Eastern. Fred will have to come back later for this. For a key that there's some concern he has forgotten. Also, Furaime knows where Hera is, where Fred does not. That is at the Desert Center entrance. I'm sorry, not Desert Center, the Aghanim's Tower entrance. He didn't have any way to bypass the barrier his first time there. But he may be thinking about going back there because Ice Palace is there, and Fred does not know that Ice Palace is a pendant. And even though it is a pendant, Furaime could be tempted to go for it, given that is one thing he can full clear. So still we have not seen anyone do... I'm really surprised that neither... Okay, so Fred's doing it now. I was really surprised when Furaime did not do this with the Ice Rod. So we'll get our first look here at some Turtle Rock chests. I imagine he's only going to do... he has the big key, so he could get the Crystal Roller chest too. But we're going to see probably the Vanilla Big Key chest and the Chain Chomp chest. Wow, another sword here in Eastern. So Fred's kind of orphaned that. So Furaime's going to probably have a sword advantage for a little while. It depends on whether Fred has really forgotten that big key at the Sanctuary drop. So Furaime going to go straight to Tempered in 2 chests here. Straight from Fighters to Tempered.
sucre sans pied. Les temps blanchis et les têtes sans nourrir la raison. Mais oui, la vérité finit toujours par se découvrir. À chaque jour suffit sa peine, chacun trouve chez sucre sans pied.
So nothing interesting there in the big key or chain chomp chests in Turtle Rock. And we're going to see the crystal roller room out of Fred here. Could check the big key chest if he knows the bomb. That's a sort of specific bomb jump. Fred's doing well in this tournament. He is an experienced randomizer player in general. He created the Zelda 1 and Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizers. However, and he's pretty good in general at Link to the Past, at least the regular modes. However, this bomb jump to the Turtle Rock Big Chest without the hook shot or Samaria is sort of specific to Entrance Randomizer, and that may be something he just doesn't know. Alright, so Furaime getting Armos here. Fred got the shovel out of the crystal roller room. Furaime gets his first crystal there at the 80-minute mark. He has everything he needs to get 2 more, I think. He can beat Mothula and Lanmo. But those are 1 item apiece, sort of out of the way. Yeah, Furaime now going to go do... Yeah, okay, so Fred's going to do Mothula here. And Furaime's going to check the Catfish into Zora area. He will be able to check the Waterfall chest, which Fred was not able to do because he did not have flippers when he was here. So, let's see. I don't think we know where Swamp is. I don't think either player has seen Swamp. Just a heart container out of the waterfall. And it is powder on King Zora. So neither player will regret turning in that mushroom without fake powdering. Alright, so Mothula has 10 arrows. Not interesting. Let's see. Magic Bat is vanilla. There's no real reason to go back there, though. I guess Furaime has a bunch of pod keys that he didn't before. So he could do that. There's the rock on the way to desert that Furaime could go to. Looks like he's going there now. Nope. Gonna do desert big chest, it looks like, and then perhaps a desert center exit that he hasn't seen yet. Fred's gonna go somewhere here. Nope, changes his mind. Where are we going, Fred? Oh, he's gonna check this one chest in the well that he was not able to before. Alright, so Fred's trying to set this up manually. He has the boots. He could just bonk off the tree, off either tree here. And that would get him onto the edge pixel to fake flipper there. So Furaime got his nothing out of the big chest in desert. And gets the information that this rock is nothing. Although that perhaps prompts him to consider the bumper cave. Check. Looks like he's going to kill Lanmo now, though. I don't think there's anything else really over in this area. And he'll probably take that into a check of Checkerboard Cave. Which will be... Let's see, so where's Fred going? Fred also going to this rock. No, Fred's going... Furaime did not do this, so this will be our first look at the rock on the way to the desert. Alright, there's Mire Shed. And the final sword. And a castle tower key that we don't need. Although, yeah, neither player needs it now. So that sword that Fred missed out of the eastern big chest will not hurt him, really. So he's going to Flute 5. Looks like he's going to... What's he going to do? He hasn't been through this connector here. Oh no, looks like he's going to the pyramid. So he could be going to Ice Palace here. Well, we're also on the lookout for Swamp, actually, I think. So our remaining locations, not many. We've got the rock on the top of Dark East Death Mountain. We've got the bottom of Bumper Cave. We've got the Hammer Pegs, and we've got the Pyramid. And the cave that we can mirror to on Bumper Ledge, and that, I think, is it. We're looking for 2 dungeons out of those entrances. Right, so Fred finds Hera here. He is here with the small key his first time. Yes, Turtle Rock Main. Actually, that's another interesting point. Fred has been skipping hints that Furaime has not, so Furaime got a hint that Turtle Rock Main is nothing. A boring house, I believe. Fred does not have that hint. Right, so Furaime now going to do his backwards Turtle Rock checks. Also going to need Hookshot and Samaria. Let's see, what else do we need for go mode? We need Pod Big Key. Yeah, Hookshot and Samaria, I said those. And Pod Big Key, and that might be it. So I guess we're 3 items, although looking kind of likely that we need the mitts. Oh, and for that matter, yeah, there's a cave with 2 chests at the Ice Palace entrance, so that's possible. Alright, so Fred is going to dive Ice Palace. He does not know this is a pendant. Furaime does. So Furaime could be disinclined to come back here. He may put this off. I think he'll especially want to put it off, missing the Hera Big Key. Yeah, that's... Well, Hera's a pendant. Maybe he won't care. I guess he would not be tempted at all to come back to 2 pendant dungeons without the ability to full clear them. So we'll see what he does here. He's going to find Blind's Hut. He'll be scared this is something, but it isn't. He's only going to get a Turtle Rock small key out of it. Okay, first hint in ice is not useful. Something we already knew. Yeah, no one needs an Ice Palace small key, though. So we'll see what Furaime does. He's walking out here. I don't know why he would do that. Ah, he's checking the rock. That's what he's doing. That's Mire Shed with nothing. I think we got a castle tower key that we don't need out of it. Could remind him to check the second item in Aghanim's tower, though. Maybe bait him into doing a little bit more of pod while he's there in Kakariko. And he gets Butter Sword, though. Not especially useful, but won't say no to it. Pod key out of the H room in Ice Palace. Okay. Ooh, this will be our first check at the upgrade ferry entrance. And I would think the Lake Hylia Island item is nothing, given that Furaime has the ability to check it. Okay, so here we go. This is Swamp. This is the one entrance that I forgot to mention. And it is one of the 2 dungeons we're looking for. And there is the hookshot in the first chest of Swamp. So, we are much closer to go mode now. Furaime can full clear this. I imagine I would... interesting decision whether to skip left side. And there's a tantalizing big key that is not the pod big key. So Furaime now only needs the location of thieves. I didn't see the Ice Palace big chest. Furaime now needs only the location of thieves and Samaria. And the pod big key. GT small is mixed interest there. I think they both have all the keys they need to full clear Ganon's tower. Alright, so we're getting a raid from Zelda Speedruns 2. I will recap this match as best I can. Sort of back and forth on what items they found earlier. I would guess Furaime is in a little bit of a lead here. And Furaime's route leads me to believe he's checking left side swamp here. Fred is in Pendant Ice. He does not know it is a pendant. Furaime has... I didn't know that boomerang worked that way on that switch. Furaime has full crystal knowledge where Fred does not. So Fred is in a crystal pendant dungeon where he doesn't know it's a pendant dungeon. He has not gotten anything interesting out of it yet. So this could be a big waste of time for him. We have a vanilla Ganon, so we're going to need to climb Ganon's tower. Furaime just got the item to do that, so I imagine that's his next move after he clears this crystal swamp. For no mode, and I think Furaime, all that Furaime needs for go mode as well are the Cane of Samaria and the Pod Big Key and the location of Thieves Town. There are only a few locations remaining left for Thieves Town. A couple of them are Mitzlocked. We have the bottom of Bumper Cave. We have the Hammer Peg Cave. That is Mitzlocked. And we have, what else? Mirroring on the top of Bumper Cave. That is a connector. I'm trying to go through my mind and think what connectors we haven't seen. Yeah, pod small keys are useful. I think Furaime has all he needs. Alright, so Fred comes up totally empty on his Pendant Ice Palace dip. So Furaime has a good chance of avoiding that entirely. We haven't seen Spiral Cave. Alright, so that is probably the connector that leads to Bumper Cave top. And all the entrances that I rattled off that could be Thieves Town could also be Spiral Cave. Actually, Amazing Amphros is here in chat, and he can answer this question because I think it's the case. It is possible, I think, for Spiral Cave to connect the top of the light and dark world of Bumper Cave. Is that true? Yeah, so Spiral Cave can connect to itself on Bumper Cave Ledge. That is a small flaw in the logic. There's no risk of a soft block from that. The chest will have nothing if that's the case, but it can happen. So we may never see Spiral Cave, and that may eliminate that location as a place for the for Thieves Town. We had a big key there to Hera in the compass chest in Swamp, so that could be bait for Furaime to do the 2 pendant dungeons at the top of the pyramid. I don't think he'll do that before doing the climb of Ganon's Tower, which he knows he must do. Alright, so Fred now going into Ganon's Tower. He has not done the left side where Furaime has. Yeah, so Furaime did the left side all the way to Ice Arm. Found nothing except, I believe, 2 pod small keys in the rando room. I don't remember what was in the Stalfos room here, but I think it was nothing. Maybe a Turtle Rock small. Fred not checking the Stalfos room. I don't remember him doing that before, so that seems like a strange choice. Maybe he just doesn't know these bomb jumps. But he gets his flippers out of the... Oh, this is really bad now for Fred. So Fred dove Pendant Ice and got nothing. Okay. So he was maybe thinking about the climb and forgot he didn't have the hook shot, actually. I think this will be our first hobo check from either player. The hot, near 100-minute hobo check. These players are pandering to the commentator. Alright, so Fred going straight for this entrance. It's going to have Swamp and his hook shot, so... does he know... He does not know whether Swamp is a crystal. He may choose to dip out and do the Ganon's Tower climb he was thinking about. And see if he can wait for crystal information. But Fred, I would think, is considering some gambles now. Having done Pendant Ice for nothing. Furaime is going somewhere that is not Ganon's Tower. Let's see, what could he be going to? Oh, I know what he's doing. He's going through Hookshot Cave, which exits at the floating island, and he will check this rock on top of East Dark Death Mountain as one of the remaining locations for thieves. He will probably also check the bottom of Bumper Cave. Yeah, so he's going to check 2 possible entrances. In fact, the only 2 that he can get to that could have thieves. Where's he going now? Why is he doing this? I don't... Oh, fair enough. Forgot he got this. He got this big key in Swamp. Yeah, so Fraime's going to check these 2 entrances here, and this will answer whether we need the mitts. So we need to know where Thieves is. This is one of the 2 remaining entrances that is not mid-select. Alright, here's a question, AA. That Bumper Cave... that bumper ledge item is a small key. If Spiral Cave connects to itself, we could not get that key. So I would imagine that can't be Spiral Cave. Hopefully the logic accounts for that. There is the pod big key. Alright, so Furaime is now a cane away from go mode. I imagine he'll clear Pod here on his way to check the rock on top of East Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, and Furaime, well, no, Furaime could need the mitts, so Kane plus maybe mitts away from go mode. We'll see what he does if he gets the Kane in Pod. But at this point, competitively speaking, Furaime has perhaps a very large lead. All right, fair enough. Check Hookshot Cave here. We'll see if he checks. We'll see if he goes in a pod here or goes straight through to look for Thieves Town. Going straight through to look for Thieves. And there it is. So we will not need mitts unless the Kano Samaria is behind them. And Kano Samaria is go mode for Furaime now. And he has a significant lead, I would say. He's beaten Eastern over Fred, beaten the rest of Swamp that Fred has not. Let's see, what else? Yeah, Fred just has beaten 2 pendant dungeons that Furaime hasn't, and that's it, really. And they are not the Kano Samaria. And I would think Furaime is not going to be interested in going to those pendant dungeons before places that are now much more likely to... and there it is. That's go mode for Furaime, the vanilla big key chest in Turtle Rock, Thieves Town. And he will probably show that he knows it by using this key straight for the door rather than going up and getting the pot key, and he does. So Furaime knows he's in go mode, no mistake from him there. And this looks like it's going to be a win by a pretty large margin for him. So Furaime needs to complete Mire, complete Pod, complete Turtle Rock, and finish Thieves down here, and he needs to climb Ganon's tower because Ganon is vanilla in this seed. Yeah, Furaime I don't think is using an MSU. I think this is just his playlist. I'm listening to Fred's audio. Alright, so Fred gets his... Is that his first? No, second crystal for Marcus. He needs to do a map check really to get... I think that would give him full crystal information. See, is there any reason for Furaime to check any chests? I don't think so. I mean, maybe half magic would save him some time if it happened to be here in Blind Cell. No, Rupees isn't going to do it. Fred, I think he never checked these entrances. This might be his first look at these. Yeah, I think he made a mistake, but there's nothing in them. And he's going to check, like, Highlight Island item was bombs, and he's going to check the hobo here. So let's see, where are the dungeons that Furaime needs? Pod is at Sick Kid. Mire is in the hammer-blocked house in the Village of Outcasts. Ganon's Tower is on East Death Mountain next to the bottom of Paradox Cave. And Turtle Rock Laser Bridge is in the open cave on the way to desert. So I imagine he's just going to drop here. He can just drop and do the top of Ganon's Tower. I guess he can save a little time by getting the free trip to the top of the pyramid by doing that last. So he'll wait. Yeah, so he's going to do, it looks like, Turtle Rock first. Where is this going to spit him out? This will be the pod entrance. All right, quick, do the betting. Will Furaime get 0 cycle phase 1 Tridax? Start it up. Yes, no. No time. Got to do it now. Oh, too late. Was that fast enough? It was. Alright, so Furaime gets spit out at the pod entrance here. Fred is going to find Thieves Town. I imagine he's going to take the other side of Hookshot Cave here and check the rock. Yeah. So he'll find Thieves Town. He will not do it in Go mode. He will get the cane out of it. Unfortunately, finding the cane at this point, before finding... What else does he need? Before finding the Pod Big Key and Spike Cave, he's going to go everywhere else except that one entrance. The Spike Cave at the bottom of Bumper Cave has the Pod Big Key in Spike Cave. So, with the Cane of Samari, I am imagining... Where is the Eastern Palace Big Key anyway? I forget what that was. Oh, that's at the Sanctuary drop. Yeah, and it seems as though he may have forgotten that. So, I don't know what Furaime's doing. He acted like he knew he was in Go mode, and now sort of isn't. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he Go moded Thieves. He should know. I don't know. Maybe he was looking for... Mitts could have made it a little faster to get in the Village of Outcasts. He might have been looking for Mitts to pick up the rock a little faster. I don't know. So unfortunately, that Cane of Samari is going to lead Fred everywhere that he does not need to go. He could do... I have no idea what Furaime is doing. Did we misdiagnose Go mode? Is that possible? I don't think so. Maybe he... Is it possible he doesn't know his... I mean, even if he doesn't know his pendants, he knows he has everything to clear every dungeon. Maybe he is thinking he doesn't have a entrance he doesn't know about? No, I mean, at this point, he knows where Ganon's Tower is. There's just no way... I mean, he's been in there several times, and I think considered doing it there. The only dungeon he could have misplaced is Mire, I guess, but he went in there, and that has to be on his mind. Let's see. I can see his tracker. So he's got GT marked, so he didn't misplace that. No, and he's unmarking his tracker as though... Well, if he shows me his Dark World tracker... let's see. Okay, I can see his tracker. Let's see. He knows he has every big key. And he's got plenty of Turtle Rock small keys. And he knows it. He knows what all the crystals are. Oh, does he need a Ganon's Tower small? I don't think so. He's got 2, and I don't think he's spent extra. So he should be fine on that. Well, he only has 1 on our tracker, but on his tracker he has 2, and 2 makes sense given what I saw him doing. It is possible that's what he's missing. It's possible he is missing a Ganon's Tower small key, but I'm not sure, and I don't think so. I mean, let's see. Well, Fred has all 4. And if 2 are in ice, then Furaime has, at least according to his tracker, has all the other... I think he's making a mistake. I think he... No, 0 GT keys on his menu. So he needs another GT small key. I don't know how he doesn't have one. Maybe he skipped one in... I don't know how this happened. Maybe he skipped one going through GT? I think he had to have, because I think he had... So where were our GT keys? 1 was at the dig game, I believe. 2 are in Ice Palace. So what's the one that we don't have accounted for? Maybe it's actually here. No, Skull. No, Mire. Okay, so it was 2 keys, but not a GT key. He has on his tracker that he got 2. He has it marked as 2 somehow. Oh, the dig spot. The shovel. That's the other... Oh, boy. He has not turned in his shovel, so he has mismarked as having 2. So he needs either 2... Yeah, and he knows this. There's a cave with 2 chests here on the island. He has a hint for that. So those are our 4 GT small keys. You can dig up 2, and there are 2 in Ice Palace. So Furaime has on his tracker that he has 2 for whatever reason. He's getting teased here by a bunch of small keys that are not Ganon's Tower small keys. However, he does have... I mean, if he goes for a chest density, it's going to be Ice and Hera, right? So if he goes for those, he's going to find it, and Fred is really far behind and likely to get further and further behind using that Canis Samaria to check a bunch of things that Furaime will never check. mean, at the very least, he's never going to check the right side again as tower. Okay, so Fraime's going to do Mire. This is a crystal dungeon he knows he has to beat. No reason not to. He is not going to get, again, his tower key out of it, but he's only going to check the big chest out of his way. So this isn't really going to hurt him. So we are deferring the question of how long it takes Furaime, how much time he loses looking for, again, his tower small. Yeah, so Fred going to do right side. Furaime will never do this. He could do the top. Furaime could end up doing the tile room, but I don't think so. Yeah, so Furaime has given himself an extra Ganon's tower key on his tracker. That is what he needs for go mode. He has 4 minor small keys. That's nice. Yeah, Eastern Palace Big Key. Yeah, Fred needs the Eastern Palace Big Key and the Pod Big Key. Eastern Palace Big Key is at the Sanctuary drop, which is the Lost Woods hideout. So it's just free there, and it seems as though Fred has forgotten it. All right, so Fred gonna go upstairs. He needs to do this anyway, but it's not gonna have what he needs. Yeah, so we've accounted for the Ganon's Tower small keys that Furaime doesn't have. 2 are in ice, and 1 is the shovel, the dig spot, the flute spot. Yeah, so it looks like Fraime's playlist. Nope, there we go. We're back. Nobody panic. Yep, so Furaime is probably going to find Spiral Cave here in a minute. There are only a couple places left for it. It could be in its tower, though. Nope, this is it. So this will get him to Bumper Ledge. He knows Bumper Ledge is a small key. Won't be one he needs. Oh, now I can waste time checking some tablets. Not again in Tower small key. Yeah, so Fred needs the Eastern Palace Big Key at the Sanctuary drop. He seems to have forgotten it. Seems like he would have gone back for it before now if he remembered. The other thing he needs is the Pod Big Key. That is in Spike Cave at the bottom of Bumper Cave. And he's not inclined to go there before a bunch of other places. Yeah, GFE, if you were listening earlier, we misdiagnosed Fraime's go mode. We thought he had a GT small that he did not. Furaime also could do something very unfortunate. He could climb Ganon's tower hoping for one of them to be up there. That almost looks like that's where he's going now. This could be bad. He's going in the Dark World, so maybe he's going back for Thieves' Town chest. He has a hint that this is nothing, so he shouldn't open Turtle Rock here. But he's going to, with the wrong medallion. Yeah, so we have a hint that this is nothing. Don't know. I guess Furaime no longer trusts himself. And unfortunately, the other thing Furaime could do in this area... Yeah, Grassman, we knew that. Furaime could climb Ganon's tower, and he is in the area. He could climb Ganon's tower hoping for a key, and it's not there. Okay, so he's not going to do that. He's going to do Ether Tablet first, at least. He's opening Ganon's tower. Yeah, this could technically be something. I'm not even sure he meant to do this. But he can do this in Ether Tablet. Yeah, so the remaining Gan... Okay, so he flutes away from Ether Tablet. Alright, this is it. Alright, so one of the places that has a Ganos Tower small key is the shovel spot, and looks like Furaime is heading to that. Oh, we did Ether Tablet. My mistake. So this is it. Furaime's going to get his go mode here. Yeah, and Fred, unfortunately, is doing Pendant Hera, which has nothing. So there is go mode finally for Furaime. Alright, so that makes me a little sad that he actually meant to open Ganon's tower, given that he had already checked Ether. So Fred only needs to climb Ganon's tower and then drop into Ganon and defeat Ganon. I mean, it makes me sad it was on purpose. It would have been funny if that had been on accident. And it's not like he wasted... I mean, it's not like he wasted one. He had to spend the extra one he did to open the map room in Ganon's Tower, because that was Flippers, and Swamp is a crystal. So, he needed to spend every Ganon's Tower small key that he has spent. I mean, theoretically, he could have avoided going to Rando Room, but you're not really gonna do that. So Furaime on his way to the end of the game. Fred is very far back. I'm not sure why he's not beating Meyer. Yeah, as long as you get all your pendants, you might as well blind pull the pedestal. Because if this is nothing, if you've done all those pendants for nothing, you're losing anyway. And he probably knows he lost now. So, gonna probably go finish Meyer here. No reason not to. That is the... Let's see, he could also beat Trinex. I imagine he'll do that next. Yeah, so Laser Bridge is at the open cave on the way to Desert. Eastern is in the Dark Ice Rod Cave area, which is a swim away from the Old Man Save Warp at Dark Potion Shop. And Pod is at the Sick Kid's house. The keys that Fred needs are the Pod and Eastern big keys. Eastern is at the Sanctuary Drop. Pod is in Spike Cave at the bottom of Bumper Cave. Furaime opening chest now, maybe just for fun. So despite Furaime's shenanigans with GT's small key, he's going to finish this in under 210, probably a 208 something. We had early Mirror and Moon Pearl. That is a nice recipe for a fast seed. He stayed out of Pendant Ice entirely, did not beat Pendant Mothula, and only got the first 2 chests out of Pendant Hera, so... Otherwise, he also skipped the Smith Chain, I believe. Never checked Bombos. Nice recipe for some time saved there, though. Still mostly cleared the game, though. I'm not sure what entrances he never checked. Not many. In fact, are there any? Is there any entrance that Furaime skipped? I don't think so. Yep, Half Magic is on right side Ganon's tower, and given that Kana Samaria was almost his go mode, and then again Ganon's tower small key was in fact his go mode, there was no way he was ever getting to the right side again his tower. So here he is on Ganon. Fred is probably going to... what's he going to do? Yeah, he's going to kill Trinex. Laser Bridge is right here. Probably check the front of Turtle Rock. I don't think he's done that yet. Nope, that's not the one, Fred. Go up. Up, not this one. Gonna kill Trinex. Maybe he'll kill... I would think he'll kill Trinex here. He'll probably finish that, but possibly forfeit after that. Given that Furaime is about to enter phase 4 here. So there we go. Furaime finishes in first place with a time of 2:08:23. And Fred sees it just as he enters the Trinex fight. So Furaime, as is tradition, English not his native language, will not do an interview. He says he will not share his playlist either. It is his. Alright, so it looks like Fred will continue here. He has not yet forfeit, despite seeing the done. He needs to find 2 big keys and finish 2 dungeons. Furaime may end up in chat here in a second. Let's see, where could Fred be going? There are a couple connectors here. Yeah, we thought the same thing, Furaime. And it's not like you wasted the key. You had to spend that one to get the flippers. Did he check TT Big Chest? I don't know. He must have, I guess. Yeah, Fred has forgotten the big key at the Sanctuary drop. And he has full cleared Pendant, Hera, and Ice. Oh, that's... yeah. So another thing Fred has done here is... he skipped a bunch of hints. Yeah, two Ganon's Tower keys in Ice Palace. Yeah, Fred also does not have the pod big key out of Spike Cave. He looks like he may be going for this now, though, although Smith Chain seems a little more likely here. No, this could be the entrance check he needs. Skullwood's big key. I don't think he's checked this chest yet, so he could be doing that. Alright, so maybe hit... nope, going for the Smith Chain. Yeah, so Fred might full clear the game here before he gets these, big keys. Yeah, so the Smith turn-in was in the Ice Rod Cave area under the rock. Yeah, Furaime, and then Furaime, you open Turtle Rock Main on your second try when you actually had a hint that it was the Grassman. Let's see. I think Fred has skipped some chests in Pod. He could do that. I don't think he's done everything he can in Pod without the big key. Looks like he's going to check the purple chest and hammer pegs here, though. He can actually... can he take the purple chest through Spiral Cave? I don't think he can. No, you can't take the purple chest in entrances. You can take it in drops, though. You can take it to Skull Woods. Yeah. Indecision about whether he wants to take this right away or not. He will. Yeah, good point, Furaime. Because those flippers blocked a crystal and they were behind all 4 keys. Yeah, so there's the book. Yeah, Fred does not need a small key for anything. But Fred will flute away from the entrance he needs. If he were to go back in his mirror portal, he'd be right at the... Yeah, so unfortunately, it looks like Fred has forgotten both of the entrances he needs for his 2 big keys for Go mode. So let's see. As far as the brackets are concerned, Furaime moves on to face Waterloo in the next round. Fred is unfortunately eliminated from this tournament. I imagine he will survive, though. He's got plenty of games to play and randomizers to improve. So Fred probably going to check Bombo's tablet, and I wonder if that will leave him out of checks that he knows he can do. Purple chest and Bombo's tablet. So, Fred scrupulously avoiding the 2 entrances he needs for his 2 big keys for Go mode. Do I have my mic off, Stom? I just said he faces Waterloo in the next round. Oh, Magic Bat. I don't think we ever saw that. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did get a hint. Fred has been skipping hints. I don't know if Fred has that hint. I think he does, though. So Fred now going to do Bombo's tablet, and that might be the last check he knows about. What entrances has he not done? No, I think this is it. We'll see what he does. So it's now, what did I forget, I think. Let's see, he could be going to Turtle Rock here. He could be going to... Oh, he never took this connector. That's right. So, Misery Mire Main is a connector from... It's the East Death Mountain Ferry. Oh. Desert Main, okay. I guess he's never checked this. Not what he needs. He's going to flute away, so I think he's checked that connector. Yeah, so he's going to do a little more in pod. Only 2 chests. I think the big key chest and harmless hellway that he hasn't checked here. See, will he be out of things that I know about? I don't think he's gambled skipping anything. Yeah, so it's not like he can go back to left side swamp. So now maybe he knows he's forgotten something. He maybe hasn't identified some of these dark connectors. Ether tablet, has he done that yet? And I don't think he has the hint for Turtle Rock, Maine, so he can check that entrance for nothing. So we are circling the drain here on things Fred knows he hasn't done. I think he did the front of Turtle Rock. He may have actually forgotten or skipped that. Anybody remember if he did the front 3 chests in Turtle Rock after beating Trinex? Alright, so here's the Grassman. Yeah, I think that bomb... I think that means it's the last thing he knows. Let's see, where could he be mirroring? Yeah, see, this is a recheck. He's done this. So now he knows he's forgotten. Back to Gannon's tower. I don't think we left anything in here.
So, at this point, I think, don't know how long Fred's gonna be, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and finish things up here and then head over and raid him to cheer him on, see how he finishes up.
Alright, tile room. Here's something. Alright, so,
Any final thoughts on the seed hike you take?
yeah, no, good game to Furaime here. Fred's gonna need to... This may be the last thing he remembers. See what he's... I suppose you guys can ask him. I don't know if he's gonna have a chat going. He probably has emote only. But good game to Furaime. Unfortunate that it came down to forgetting something for Fred. Fred is eliminated. Furaime moves on to face Waterloo. In terms of future matches, I need to bring up the schedule here real quick.
You're beating me to it. Like we have only one match tomorrow, but it's a good one. Wolfie and Dante.
Yeah, and you're cutting out a little there, so I don't know if we caught it. The time is 6 p.m. Eastern, and then the next match isn't till Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's Eluse versus In the Name of DT. And then there are...
As I say that, Fred is just forfeited.
Oh, okay, there we go. So
we're going to see if he wants to come in for an interview. Now,
so he's heading to bed. So that will wrap it up for us. Tune in for races in the future, and good night, everybody.
Do want to give a quick thank you to our two trackers, Febreze Ninja.
That is to our trackers.
Febreze Ninja and Nori Nato.
Yep.
Thank you very much, ALttPR, for stepping in at the last moment for commentary.
Yep. And thank you for your tech support in the background. I think you're the restreamer.
I am.
Yep.
We are looking for a couple volunteers for commentary and tracking for the Wolfie Dante match at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Please, if you are available, feel free to sign up, or we'll be pinging people tomorrow. One more time, GG to both Fred and Furaime. That's it for me. Anything else for you, ALttPR?
Nope. Just good night, everybody.
All right. Have a good night, all.